Part 13, man. Thank you for joining me. So the last time we have actually like managed to complete the entire set that we need, and we have like some sort of okayish weapon and a shield. We have a lot of like NPCs to check out basically, and we have a lot of theory crafting to do because I did not do any planning for this. It probably is better to go back to like Devil's Crossing, check out skills over there. That's it. Same goes for like devotions. I reset it. Going to be resetting them at least. We will most likely need to like obviously respec into cadence now that like we're running this. And it will be full Aether damage for the most part. It is possible to like go physical as well with this build if you don't necessarily want to like change drastically just right off the bat and would like to continue with this set but in physical manner. Like feel free to do so, but the set is definitely better when you're running it as Aether for sure. It's been about like 2 days since I played this character, so it's gonna probably take me a while to like understand what's going on for the most part, but it shouldn't be too difficult. What we could do over here is that like we can open Grim Tools. And we can load our save into it. So we can go to like main, DeathKnight bro, save this there. Alright, so from here, what we could do is we could delete the devotions. Try to make a devotion tree that's going to be supporting the Aether DK rather, with a shield, so the shield maiden as well. And it will probably use the Theoden weapon, right? Let's see, build the database there. It's a scepter, maybe? It's a mace, maybe? Oh, it's rare. There we go. Let's take this one. I just want to have the pluses from it, so that's why I'm like on... Alright, it's not so bad. We have about like 9 points available to us. Let's not spend that. So we reset this. Reset that one. Remember now, we are not necessarily getting any minus resistances from the break morale, so we can take away the points from the break morale as well. And our exclusive will most likely be the Menhir's Bulwark, in fact, since we are running around with a shield and we don't necessarily deal the physical or the trauma damage anymore. Definitely not. This is not bad, by the way. I'm taking away the points, but it's definitely not bad. I just want to see if you have enough points all around. That's pretty much it. When you compare like the modifier and the cadence, since it's our main ability, we'll most likely need to max it out. This is like the weakest part of cadence. It's okay to max it out to 12 at the very least if you have the points. But like for instance, Deadly Momentum is definitely a lot more valuable than that, for sure. We are getting really good buffs to like Blitz as well with the set that we are using, especially from the gloves. Physical damage is being converted to Aether fully for the Blitz, and we have, if I'm not mistaken, some like Blitz flat damage and stuff like that. Yeah. It says like minus 0.4 seconds skill recharge to Blitz, so less cooldown and flat Aether damage. So it's definitely viable to like at the very least max this out. This one probably multiplies as well, and on top of that reduces the defensive ability of my target. This is a good ability. I'll think about this thing over there. So I have like only 5 points into this. We have only 12 points into that as well. That's okay. I don't necessarily know about the Markovin's advantage. It doesn't necessarily work together with the blind side. Since we're constantly going to be using the blind side, I'll most likely skip it, but I might actually change my mind there. We'll see. Let's put only 1 point into this. I actually have like 18 points into this. That's lovely. Thank you. The Reaping Strike. Reaping Strike, however, is something else. We probably should be having that. Aether damage, so the vitality damage is staying that way. But we have like Aether damage, attack damage conversion. Whenever this one procs is gonna heal me for a chunk. At the very least, 1 point into it like this. But like, I'm guessing maxing it out. At the very least, like leaving it at 9 is going to be really valuable. If I have to guess. Total vitality converted to Aether. So basically, Siphon Souls is an option as well. How difficult is it to play so far? We will most likely have these as well, obviously. I don't really know if they're worth maxing out. I personally never played a shield character. Probably not really worth maxing out, but maybe valuable. Let's go like attack speed here. Let's max out this one. Kind of curious about the fighting spirit. Not really sure if we should go more. Same goes for like blitz. What do you gain from this? Weapon damage percentage. That's curious too. You could definitely put 1 point into veterancy now. I would say like arguably with the latest patch that we have received. It is more worthy than ever to just spend 1 point into it. What do we gain from this? Absorption stays exactly 13% at 13 points. 13 points is enough, I think. We could get even more HP, I suppose. Physique and HP gain from that. It's kind of weird. So this is how we can sit, unless I want to give like Overguard and Shield training. I do believe that I can survive without them. And this is going to be like our skill build for now, I think. Don't really think I want to take the Markovian advantage. Let's check out like Devotion a little bit. So how we are going to do this is that like we will do this from scratch. I don't necessarily have so many ideas in my mind. But that being said, we are an Aether, fully Aether damage build, right? For sure. So what we could do is we could go the maximum minus resistance when it comes to Aether at the very least. Starting from the Widow. Widow is like a must to take because of the minus resistance to Aether. The secondary thing that we could take if we wanted to is the Acid Spray. I don't necessarily know if it's needed. We have about like 37% Aether resistance minus coming from there. If we could go for like Aether Acid Spray as well, it wouldn't be too bad, honestly. At the same time, it would be extremely good to like go for Hourglass. Dying Guard maybe simply because like it is the same build up, it literally is. And then obviously almost the same build up, which is the Spear of the Heavens. So while going for like triple tier 3s, it's actually not that easy to pull off. Probably not. What's my stun reduction, you guys? 80% it says? Is this like a bug or something? Or do I really have 80% stun reduction on me? I'm actually not sure. Yeah, reduced stun duration is about like 33% base roll over there, it's funny. We will have like really good physical resistance as well by the looks of things. We're gonna have like good HP as well, and those stats are without me like doing anything with my devotion so far, so that's really cool. What about my lifesteal? 6% lifesteal so far. And that alone is coming from the Life Giver. So if we have to like change the Life Giver signet, then we don't necessarily have any lifesteal whatsoever. What about my attack speed? 121 is actually really questionable. This character should probably play with like attack speed as much as we can get. What is the base attack speed of our scepter? It's actually not that high. Definitely not that high at all. 170. I think it can go all the way up to like 990 when it comes to one-handers, so... Thinking like Jackal is a good pickup there. Can start with the Jackal. All damage, offensive ability, and attack speed. Movement speed as well. Our movement speed is probably okay-ish. Run speed 113 is actually terrible as well. Okay, duly noted. The problem that I have right now is like I don't necessarily know how to proc the greens into my build. Don't really know like which green is the most valuable one for me. Is there something like Toad plus Hulk or something? You know what I mean? It's a bit like offensive ability, a bit like lifesteal, and Aether damage also, I guess, from the Toad, obviously. We could take the Toad. I'm okay with that. The flat Aether coming from this guy is quite okay too. Actually, have a purple build up here. It's funny. Wish that was green. I need 18 blues, you guys. Definitely value both the Solar Watcher, and that's gonna unlock the Shield Maiden as well. It's gonna give me in total of 6 blues. What's my weakest resistance right now? Poison. Poison is easily fixable. The other resistances are actually looking funny enough cool. It's alright. What's my Aether damage multiplier? It's 1.8k. That's okay-ish. Especially without any components onto my gear. Like, we're definitely going to be getting more with like the augmentations and the components that are coming into the weapons. There's something like Aether Soul or something that we could use, right? No, not Aether Soul. Maybe Aether Steel Bolts or something like that. I'm not really sure. We could check it out right now. Kind of confused on that one. I like my movement speed right now. It's moving as if like the character is newly created, you know what I mean? So was it the Aether Steel Bolts? Let's see. It's guns, crossbows, and caster offense. It's not going to work. It's not even a caster offend. What do we put as Aether damage as a component then? Let's try this. Yeah, Wrathstone is the one that I'm searching for. It's actually gonna like open an aura as well for us. Obviously there's like a next level for that, but this is going to be requiring a heavy farming. Right now we just want to be able to play. So Wrathstone for now is going to be okay. He actually is still missing like 2 more. It's funny. Yeah, it's the red build-ups, not necessarily the yellow build-up. That's what is blocking our path. So it would be something like this basically. It's gonna like unlock stuff for me. 8 red, it's not 7 either. It's so annoying. Let's check out like the battle mage that I'm playing. As I said, like I have probably built up all the way to the top left. I'm actually sometimes playing it like more offensive when I like remove those two in the crossroads, going for like the proc of the Hungering Void, like the crit damage obviously. Or you could go like more defensive by removing these when you're fighting something rupee, like more HP. But that being said, like we are actually taking the reds from Viper, and I'm not going defensive at all on the right side. It almost looks about the same if you pay attention to it. It's really funny. Just this side over here is the one that is missing. But that is quite questionable simply because like Shield Maiden is pretty good. Especially for like a shield build. So what if we play without the Shield Maiden? Are we tanky enough? Probably. We could maybe like spend some more points into let's say shield stuff like in our build, in our own build. Playing without the Shield Maiden is sounding really questionable, to be honest with you, especially for like a shield spec, but should be okay for now. Can definitely like change it later on. So how do we want to do this? Let's see. We don't necessarily need that anymore. Okay. So Viper is going to give us like a little bit of energy leech, and on top of that, 3% offensive ability. It's not so bad, I guess. Instead of that, you go for like Viper, and you're getting like both the blue and the red build up at the same time. And this one like unlocks every single one of them. This thing right over here is extremely good for both the DK and the Battle Mage. And it is sharing the same proc with the Spear. On top of that, you could get a couple of points into this as well. This is exactly the same build as I have on my Battle Mage right now, I believe. So as I was saying, like if you want to play this more defensive, you can take those 2 points out, spend them over here. Let's try to like pay attention to what sort of like stats are we sitting in if I do this. We're actually standing on like really respectable stats like this. Even the resistances that are like hard to get is quite okay without any components or augmentations. It's really funny. Like I literally don't have any augments on me, and my resistances are looking pretty bright. We can start the game like this, and on top of this, we're gonna have ideas basically. When it comes to like what we are missing, if we are missing any survival, maybe like lifesteal, anything to be honest with you. But it should be okay. I believe so. Our HP is probably really high as well. 14.5 gain, no augmentations. Let's set this up in the game, you guys. Let's set this up. So you remember like we have gotten some reset potions from like leveling up in the Malmouth. I think we're going to be resetting both. Did we like spend anything? We spent some spirits. I do believe we're gonna need a couple of spirit points. Maybe we don't necessarily need to like reset my stats at all. Let's see. The Counter-Strike, it's not necessarily so great, I think. I'm glad we have the money for this. This might be it actually, guys. It's like that. Okay. Let's leave this as 16 for now. I want to see like where it is gonna head. 13% is like one more absorption. Gonna leave that at 9 for now. It's an okay-ish proc. Like you could definitely go higher on this one as well, but I think we need more points for it. When I'm looking at this, like what do I exactly need? We have maxed out the Blitz. I think that's pretty much like the only difference that we have, and we have a couple of points to the Fighting Spirit as well. Maxing out Blitz is like not too bad, but yeah, I guess like since we have fully converged, I don't know. Don't necessarily have like good conversion though. Not yet at least. Yeah, maxing out Blitz is not necessarily like the best thing that we can do, not yet. Simply because like it's giving heavy physical damage and we don't necessarily convert so much right now. So it's better to like have something like this that is giving you direct Aether and like main hand damage instead of like maxing out the Blitz. It's going to be still hitting hard though. I'm thinking about like putting some points into this. Maybe gets it up to like 12. Maybe gets a little bit value from like veterancy. Shield training like 2% more maybe, I don't know, I'm not really sure. Should be okay though overall. Alright, so we have like cadence. We can move with our like left click, we can like cadence with our right click actually. And then we have to obviously like charge, this is the same. We have the overguard now, right? And that's about it, like there's nothing else. There's obviously like the Gaze of Baronath, but I don't necessarily like enjoy using that, I think. Overguard looks cool, by the way, look at that. Back to the devotions, now that like I can link them. The skills are pretty much done. So this is going to be on cadence, I think. Alright. In my opinion, like the weakest point of our character is going to be attack speed, you guys. Blitz is a really good proc on that one. This one is pretty good with the Krieg's Wrath. Basically, you will be able to like use the Krieg's Wrath every 18 seconds. You will be able to do it twice. This one, just put it to like field command there. We have cadence on that proc. This one can be on the Menhir Bulwark. Don't we have like one more? Actually, we don't. Alright, so our devotions are set up as well. Hey, look, I have enough spirit to like use one of these now. Definitely. I'll use this one, I think. It's kind of interesting. This one is giving you like flesh warp strikes. I've been thinking about like either using that like over the cadence basically. I don't necessarily think I'm going to be doing it. Feel free to like give it a try though. Maybe it is like a little bit better than it. I don't know. Our attack speed is probably questionable. Yeah, it is 113% in fact. Right now without like opening the auras obviously. So we have like Menhir field command. And we have Spectral Binding. That's it. So the attack speed is going to be 126. This is really low for like a melee guy. But maybe it is going to be better later on. We'll see about that. No, definitely not. Okay. What's my weakest item, you guys? If you look at it, our weakest item is probably this ring over here. Probably my relic is quite weak. And same goes for my belt. That doesn't necessarily support me all too much. I do not think so. Terror. I'm gonna sell that. It was an Aether DK, but it's okay. And dismantle the legendaries that we don't need. Yeah, this one's far worse than what I'm rocking right now. They both have like low attack speed, unfortunately, but yeah, it's okay. Dismantle that one as well. Cross shreds. How many dynamites do we have? 14 of them. Let's dismantle some stuff over here. We have a couple of things to fix. We basically need to like put some wrath stones. Well, basically components and augmentations are the ones to fix. Pretty much. What is tag not found? What is that? I've just gotten a skeleton key from dismantling. Feels good. The moment of clarity. I am wondering if this is better than what we are rocking right now. That's what I'm wondering. And it very well might be. This is a really high choice. The moments of clarity is really good proc, you guys, for me. It's a ridiculous proc. We don't necessarily have any Siphon Soul pluses either. So we're dropping like cunning and spirit percentage. We're dropping attack speed. That is why there's like a minus damage per second red. But that doesn't necessarily matter all that much. We have about, give or take, the same Aether damage pluses from the thing. I want to use this, I think. I'm gonna end up using that for now. It's okay. So yeah, like if you want, you can definitely take out like the add-ons from these items that we were like using before. Which we will do. It's for level 70 as well. It's okay. Keep the add-on that one. Mythical Devil's Hoberg. If I would have like created a new character in Softcore, I would have definitely kept this, you guys. So you know, I don't think we're gonna use it, so it's okay. And remember, like we can farm some flowers, and then afterwards we could craft like Uchthenbog flowers, Uchthenbog leather for like my boots, maybe my you know, my pants, maybe my belt, maybe even like my gloves, and then therefore like the poison and the bleed resistance is going to be like skyrocketing. That's why obviously like defensive ability as well. It's a pretty expensive component to play with, but it is usually worth it. So yeah. This ring right over here, is it worth 40% pierce resistance? Not really. Blind side. No, it's just meant for now. Okay. Run speed is almost maxed out as well. Let's check out like what we need for the Uchthenbog leathers. Maybe I have a couple of flowers. Maybe I can like craft some. I've actually like 25 flowers. We could definitely craft like well, just 4 of them, unfortunately. Mutated scales are missing. Let's craft 4 though. That is okay. So anti-venom cell, 2 more, and then we go for like the Uchthenbog leather, which I will most likely put into my pants. And that's a good craft. It's alright. I think I'm gonna put these to the bends. Boots are alright too, but I think we're gonna like get a movement speed to the boots for sure. Or like maybe enter with himself for now, and later on we will upgrade it. Depends. There's a spell Scourge plating as well that is helping me out with my elemental resistances. It actually requires resilient plating and a rune stone, and it's going to require 4 of them. That's a really good component for the belt. It gives armor, and getting armor from your belt is really good as well. We could try and craft this. Let me see if we have these. So resilient plating, like 3 more, I think. That's going to be a hard one, but I think it's going to be a worthy one. And then we're gonna need 2 more rune stones. I don't necessarily think we can craft that. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, that's going to be really hard. We need about like 5 more ward stones, I think is what it is. And then rune stones here, 6. So back to the spell Scourge plating, 4 of those. Now this goes into the belt. Obviously this component right over here is much more valuable than the belt itself, actually. So we will definitely take out the components when we are done with this belt, or find ourselves a new, like, better belt, let's say. I want to put just like movement speed to the boots, honestly. Just gonna like put movement speed there. I'll fix the resistances otherwise. You see, this is what I was talking about. Like the stun resistance on the Groom tools is showing me like 80% overcapped or something, but like in fact we're on 50% over here. So I don't necessarily know what is going on over there. Maybe it's like an internal error. We could go for like Wrath. Was it like Wrath Stone or something? Yeah, there it is. That's a really good component for both of my weapon and offhand. We're getting there. Pierce resistance is fine too, right? Okay, we will need like multiple anti-venom cells. It looks like we can put 1 anti-venom cell to the gloves for sure. Let's just craft one, because I don't necessarily have like something better for the gloves. It looks like, so that's fine. 40% over there. Remember, like augmentations are going to be fixing the resistances. It's definitely like looking bad at all. It's actually looking pretty good right now. We're almost done too. So the best thing that you can make is like the living armor is what it's called, I think, for like the components for your like chest piece and shoulders and helm. That's usually like what I put. It's actually blue, normal. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Yeah, it is rare. So this thing we need to like find the recipe of. Maybe it is being sold? I don't think so. Yeah, definitely not. Okay. We're gonna need to find this one. This is going to be pretty crazy for the character that we play. In my opinion, it's like the most valuable component when it comes to like chest and whatnot. We can definitely do something like quite silly here. We can put like Chains of Oleron or something on our chest piece. It's not bad at all. It's alright. I'm actually considering like a runestone or something for the helm. For now, that is like quite valuable. We can just like craft 1 more and then check that out. It's gonna give me like elemental and aether resistance. Aether is something that we're missing, so why not? We need like 1 more runestone. That is a ward stone, I believe. There it is. Yeah, put this one into the helm. That's alright. So there's only this one that is remaining, right? What would be like the best option for our shoulders, you guys? Maybe like Antivenom himself? That kind of depends on like what we could do actually with the augmentations. I would say like Antivenom himself is like the brainless one, honestly. Let's get it. And it's pretty cheap as well. Like later on, if he regrets, we can definitely like replace that later on easily. So remember, like we need to open the auras here. Aether weapons are like the new auras that we have. That's pretty cool. So back to the augmentations now. I bet you need an ancient heart in my bags. What do I need? I need like chaos resistance, I need poison resistance. This is not something that I want to run. That's an interesting one for the rings, but I think I got one better. I really revered with like the viscosing it. It's almost there actually. This is pretty annoying for me. I don't necessarily know why we are not revered. It would have been really good in my opinion. We have the 15% from the robbers. We can definitely fix that. So maybe one more. There it is. This poison resistance should be playable. We don't necessarily need more than that at all. Like overcap, I mean. What about the chaos resistance, guys? Do we have something in the bags, or? I think I would definitely prefer, like, if there is something like chaos and Aether at the same time, which is from, like, the Black Legion, if I'm not mistaken. What is the Black Legion reputation right now? It is revered. Let's go check it out. I think there is a chaos and Aether reputation from there, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be wrong, yeah. Chaos and Aether, there it is. I don't know, maybe I didn't see it in my bank or something, like... Or maybe I didn't purchase it yet? I didn't purchase it yet, actually, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use one more. Should be okay-ish. So we have like only one slot remaining? No, we actually have like 2 more slots remaining. Do I even need anything? Like maybe overcap the chaos? I'm just gonna overcap the chaos, I think. Yeah, we're not close to like Barrow Home, so just gonna overcap the chaos here. Fire and cold. Do we have a fire and cold heavy? Fire and cold heavy. Okay. Overcapping the fire and cold. At least a bit heavier. So the only thing that's remaining, guys, with the optimizing is the augmentations for our weapons. Oh, there's a flat Aether damage. This is really big. One more flat Aether on the one hand is from the Malmouth resistance. I don't necessarily like it all that much. This one is like the best one so far, I would say. Both HP offensive ability and Aether damage. Okay, that is hands down the best one. The Outcast. Okay, let's go pay a visit to the Outcast. In the Elite difficulty, because it's not open in the Ultimate. We could buy more of these, simply because like we'll definitely upgrade our shield. We'll definitely upgrade our shield and the weapon, for sure. Let's check out like what we can have for these now. I want to check out like what we can have for Aether first. Aether damage, let's say Aether damage, otherwise it's going to be too many. We have energy regen. This is an interesting one from the order. We cannot buy it though, we're not an order, so defensive ability from the Malmouth resistance. Are we really revered with the Malmouth resistance? We are. We bought the experience potions, so this is an interesting one. It's a really, really heavy defensive ability. 70 is crazy. Forge fire. Let's go check it out. So the other option would be like 2%, if I'm not mistaken, both offensive and defensive ability with like 20% attack damage. That's not too bad either. But I think I'm gonna go with this one. Let's buff ourselves up to see our real stats. 2.5k, 2% to both. How is my like energy regen, I wonder? Is my energy regen okay? We could actually go like one of these and then two of the other or something, you know. A weird combination like that. I'm gonna buy like 11 of these. We'll definitely like upgrade our weapons and stuff. The funny part is like I cannot buy the one that I'm talking about yet, so we're gonna need to use this right now anyways. The one that I'm talking about is basically from Devil's Crossing. This thing right over here. The Survivor's Ingenuity. 20% all damage, 2% both the offense and defense, which is a crazy accessory augmentation for like every single character out there. Definitely. So we are sitting about like 2.7k in defensive ability. That's like pretty much okay for late game as well. Guys, if I'm not mistaken, we are done with the optimizing. I think so. How long did that take? Give or take. That was interesting. Was not necessarily that long in my opinion. We can actually start playing now, I think. So out of scratch, we made this character and we're gonna like check out how strong it is now. Let's put these into the bank. Oh, too many potions, I think. Health potions, we could sell some. Okay, I don't really know about this one. Looks good now. Our weakest points: belt, weapon, relic. Those are like maybe rings, especially offensive rings. We can check out if like there's any rings at all that we could craft, but I strongly don't think so. Definitely not. Report to Barnabas and Devil's Crossing. Let's start. Use the XP part as well. Maybe this actually like made me revered with the Devil's Crossing. That's funny. It's actually did. Poison and vitality and pierce resistances. We don't need those. Now the question is, do I want this though? Like I kind of do like my offensive ability. We have just one single proc when it comes to like offensive ability, and that's Fighting Spirit. It's not necessarily like the most yeah. I would say I'm gonna use like two of these guys. I think I'm using two of these. Gonna get myself about like 2.6 on both, especially while we're attempting, while we're playing like this. You guys got me actually. So we're starting like the right side of Homestead, is that what it is? Yeah, speak to Brother Olivius. Thing is like one of these quests is completed apparently. I've collected like enough Black Legion insignias as well. There's something funny. Like there's the quest that is like right below Homestead, which is in Conflag. I don't necessarily want to do that right now. I don't necessarily want that thing to be my first target to kill in this video. Is just simply put, like how to explain the character is basically we have an AoE ability, the Krieg's Wrath. This is coming from the full set bonus, and on top of that we have a bunch of like different procs as well. Our main ability, like our main ability is obviously Cadence. We just like charging. Our charge is hitting really hard as well. On top of everything, the Blitz, and it's full Aether damage as well. The damage that we actually scale. We have 2 defensive cooldowns. And they're pretty big defensive cooldowns actually. My attack speed is really questionable. One thing that you should remember, you guys, like, our devotions are not leveled whatsoever. So, you see, like, Arcane Bomb, level 3. It's gonna take us a while to have, like, relevant devotions. Probably like an hour or so. Hey, I don't necessarily have the seals, rip. Vaxer saying, chat, when I get to elite mode, should I enter it or continue on normal through the expansion? Hardcore, by the way. Vaxer, it depends on your character, but if that is your first character, you should probably complete everything in normal. Just because of better loot and seeing the entire content in the normal difficulty, so it teaches you what is waiting for you, and on top of that, there's the reputations as well. So I think that is like the better way. Sorry that like I completely ignored the chat up to this point. I didn't want to get distracted while theory crafting. We'll be more interactive now for sure. I'll say we are hitting hard, you guys. What do you think? Hey, this is a good find. I wonder where is Bolvar. Bolvar quest is actually retroactive as well. Remember, like, we're missing a couple of Seed of Bindings. Maybe they will actually, like, drop from the monsters that we're killing right now. Hey, Bolvar is here. Nice. Remember to use your Blitz offensively, guys. Definitely. $95. There's so much to learn in this game. That's true. There's always something to learn, and that's to be honest with you, it's the best part of this game. Remember, guys, you can like double use the Krieg's Wrath, and that's one of the like better feelings in this game. You just like pull everything together, especially with like the war cry, makes them like mute so that like they run to you, and then afterwards you just like double Krieg's Wrath. It's like one of the better feelings. Right now it is only every 25 seconds because like our glass is not leveled at all. But later on it will be every 18 seconds, which is gonna feel a lot better. I'm having a hard time pathing into that place. Everywhere is just like locked up. Look at this. Should have came from there apparently. Feels bad. So like at this point, like you don't necessarily need to like copy paste everything from me, definitely not. Like if you think that your Markovian advantage is going to be a good addition to this character, you could definitely at the very least give like 1 point, maybe even max it out honestly. But I would strongly suggest you to like have a lot better attack speed than me. So maybe wait to find a better weapon than what we are rocking right now. Like the other weapon that we have replaced would have been somewhat about the same damage and same bad, to be honest with you. But these things, you know, it is able to play the spec, and while we are playing the spec, it is so much better than what we were playing before. Like, it's so obvious, just look at it, it's crazy. And this will be able to stand still against, like, ultimates, and maybe even kill some Nemesis bosses. And more importantly, it is going to be able to, like, farm really good places as well, in a, you know, good speed. This is actually why this character is a really, really good starter character. I'm gonna return some quests first. We have like a portal that is waiting for us, like right next to the chaotic rifts. Killmaster Ravok. Another thing, at this point, if you happen to be at level 100, continue using the experience potions, because experience potions are capable of giving bonus experience to devotions as well. Since we have swapped our new constellations or devotion skills, they're like really low level. So their impact is really low right now, so they will start becoming a lot stronger later on. That's a good thing, Ryo. That's why it's called the Lurker Lounge. Another tip, with the time dilation, it is linked to your Wrath, so that like you can use it twice. But before using the Wrath, you can use everything else, and then you can use the Wrath. That way the time dilation will affect every single spell on your bar. But our damage is really good right now. I'm really enjoying this actually. And how to like go about the Overguard. You will most likely try to use it like every time you engage an elite, and never mind this otherwise. Like, it's not necessarily a spammable ability in my opinion. It's definitely not needed. Where is the quest item? Try to find the exit. Hey Libwin, how's it going? Welcome. I got the expansion, nice. Hope you're gonna enjoy it, dude. Tainted brain matters. It's always, this is like what you just watched about the entire, like if you have watched the entire series, what you watched is not necessarily only for my DK. This is usually like how I come about, you know, making characters. I like theorycraft them first, obviously, on Grim Tools, and afterwards I don't necessarily start playing the same fashion that I would like to play. So if I'm building like a poison character at the very end, it doesn't mean that I start poison from level 1, definitely not. So if you're familiar with my YouTube channel, I have these like 1 to 50 videos. Those are basically the best ways that I found to like how to level up those masteries, specific masteries. I always go that way, and I level them as fast as possible that way. And afterwards, when I reach level 94, I put all these items, just like I did on this guy. I put all those items together, and basically that's, you know, enables the character at that point. So there's 2 playthroughs in one character. One of them is like the leveling fashion, just because it's so much more efficient, and the other one is basically what I theory crafted the first place. Ah, this is a DK, yes, facts. Is 50 to 94 a huge grind? It definitely depends if you have another character before, like that's got to the experience potions packs. It's not huge grind, but if you're playing for the first time, you will obviously not going to be doing the most efficient way of everything. So it might be a huge grind at the end of the day, yes. But Vax, like, try to, with your first character especially, try to get to the experience potions. This Malmouth resistance faction, you need to get revered with them, and afterwards you'll be able to buy them. That's like a huge milestone for your account. It will definitely ease up things. Let Me Win was asking, well, a question. Now I start a new character. Do I go like normal veteran Act 5 after I do like Act 4, or do I do like Elite? I complete everything in normal. And I usually don't even play in veteran because it kind of slows me down a little bit.
I exiled an animal. Now you almost resemble a man, Karui.
Yo, your dad says, with 2 months in a row. That's so fucking weird to like form that sentence. How's it going, dude? Thank you very much for the resub. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Nice to see you, by the way. Get those tomatoes in the chat, bros. Yeah, you can definitely like easily do it in about like 12 to 14 hours-ish if you're not necessarily try-harding, if you're really trying hard, and if you have one of the better specs to level also, something like Necromancer for instance, you could do it below 12 hours as well easily. But not with your first character ever, like like it would be unrealistic to expect something like that. Impossible. Even this, as experienced as I am at leveling in this game, it took me a day to come where I am right now. Literally a day of playthrough. That's simply because we don't have the XP pots, I don't have anything in my bank to back me up. I am collecting even blueprints right now. I don't necessarily know what I can do to optimize this character. It's a completely new playthrough experience. So, yeah. Sometimes he doesn't have the exclamation mark on his head. I don't really know why. I'm not really sure. That's so weird. Guys, I think we can go for like the Lost Cannon now, as we have checked out the character a little bit. I'll get out like the block recovery time, it's okay. I think we're offensive enough for now. I'm enjoying the character, being a little bit defensive as well. That double explosion is always fun to use. Just triple heroes right there, didn't even take damage from it. How's it going, by the way, Manuel? Lucid is away as well. Woot! What's up, Lucid? Nice to see you, bro. Darlux, the Devourer of the Dreams, is there too, you guys. He likes laying down and devouring your dreams. Happy little floating eyeball. Maybe I can charge from here. Let's go. They're definitely enjoying the skater mode now that like we have swapped from Force Ray into what it is right now. It's much more fun to play. And obviously like a lot more stronger too. A lot stronger, I should say. Can you actually like charge from here? I wonder if it's really deadly. I've never done this before. Yeah, you could. Let's see. Let's link this guy for now, take less damage, clear around, and then we'll fight the boss. Right. Was wondering my Aether resistance. This guy is main Aether. His Aether resistance is really high, and we're still able to like go through him this fast. That is really promising. Those? Colin saying my very first death in Grimdome was the Herald of the Flame, the one you're going after. Was it like a fast death or was like slow and painful, which is like the best way to die? We are out of soundtrack. We can listen to some Grimdome for once. Let's get it. I actually want to go from this side. Yes, bindings for everyone. It was out of nowhere. He summoned the Flesh Hulk, something happened, and then my character was just dead. That sounded like as if you were explaining my latest death to Alexander. It was out of nowhere. There was a meteor. I failed at it, and I thought I was okay. And I got deleted. Looking back, no regrets. It's okay. It's a learning experience. I managed to kill him afterwards, my battle mage. But yeah, I don't think you should be tanking his meteor, no matter how tanky you are. Get up, Nathalion. We are fighting. God dang it. Look at that value of Warcry. Did you guys see that? How many people just like rushed into melee range just because of Warcry? 1 point into the modifier of it. Feels good. I guess like Grimdome doesn't necessarily have any music to this side. Not sure. Let's pick up the book. We have actually found some Fate Weavers. Mine is definitely better, especially for tankiness. Let's open this as well. Mediun is there as well. How's it going? Okay, let's see how this goes, you guys. Let's link that guy. Shout ones. Double Wraith. I think this is okay. Let's pull this guy as well. We have a beast in our hands. Don't mind killing these guys, but like they're not dropping any bindings. That's the only reason that I'm killing them. Drop me your bindings, guys. Please. After finishing this act and killing the last boss, let's check out like what is our highest hit so far. I'm guessing it's about like 150k, which would be quite reasonable. Probably with like a blitz hit or something. Our weapon is definitely not the best, especially for like a melee guy. It's like a caster scepter, but it will do for now, definitely. If you really would like to farm better weapon, like feel free to keep on killing Theoden. But I think this will definitely do. Like we will be able to farm legendaries with this weapon easily, really easily. Actually, for a first character, my legendary rotation is like already a lot easier than what we are doing right now. Like it is basically including like Warden, Cromney, Twin Falls, and some chest basically. So we could probably do something harder with this guy. Probably something like Steps of Torment back to back. The only problem is going to be basically having like enough keys for it. Hey, some music. No blood of thumb for me. Maybe the chest is it? Sometimes the chest is it, I think. Hey! Diviner. Okay. Can turn in some quests. Let's take the waypoint first though. No, there's no need. If you should, like, with a build like that, you should probably try and cast all the time. But the thing is, Vax, like, you should focus one damage type, and especially at the early on of the game, you should definitely max that spell out. So spreading at the very early game, it only slows you down. Spreading too many skill points all around, that is. Shit, I was I was hyped because this is a belt. I would have liked to find a better belt than this. 97. Am I not collecting greens, you guys? We should definitely start collecting the greens again. We will need the money. For sure. I was too lazy, apparently. The Aether Bomb is rank 10. Double physique there, 15,000 HP. Pretty good. Ah, this is going to be an interesting fight. We're fighting Vestalis. Mine is a better explosion. Sorry. Yeah, those dudes are pretty resistant to me, I think. Let's kill this guy as well. Sometimes he drops a really good item. How are you even alive? Thank you. Vitality, Elemental, and Poison Resistances on my ring. It's pretty mandatory for now. Otherwise, we're gonna need to, like, optimize around again, which should not necessarily be an issue, actually. We should be able to, like, optimize around. If we end up finding a really, really offensive ring for me, I think I'm going for it. And I'll remove this. I think so. This is not it's not necessarily, like, the worst ring in the world, but... Right now it's a little bit, like, compared to the other gear pieces that we have, definitely outdated. Thanks for the help, by the way, Meluin. Cheers. Guys, the highest damage that we have dealt so far is 180,000. It's not too bad. Ragrothar, he is here. I'm gonna pull him into Ice Snap, and we're gonna beat them both. Scepter. They are not even able to damage me, apparently. Interesting stuff. Ragrothar is like healing up. I wish I was able to remove it, actually. Dispel and nullify would be so cool here. Failed though. I've gotten like a lot of questions. Why are people going for Dying God? There are 3 different ways to increase your damage drastically in this game. One of them is obviously like the damage multipliers. In this case, Aether damage increase. The other one is like critting, so crit damage. And the third one is basically minus resistance to your enemy. Dying God is really, really good uptime, extremely heavy crit damage to any character. And on top of that, obviously, it gives really reliable stuff as well. Like, look at all the build-up. Offensive ability, offensive ability, offensive ability spirit, offensive ability, defensive ability, chaos resistance. Like, they're really, really reliable things. But for this character specifically, it has exactly the same build-up colors with Revenants, or not Revenants, the Time Dilation, the Hourglass, I suppose, yeah, and the Spear of the Heavens. So basically, it's a win-win. Like, you have a tier 3 that is open, even though you were not going for it, why wouldn't you take it? You know what I mean? The most problem with like tier 3s when it comes to like devotions, constellations, is getting there. If you got there, usually like no matter what you're playing, tier 3s are usually really valuable. Because compared to like something that is coming close to like tier 1 area, they will definitely give beefier things in return. It's a corrupted. Corrupted heroes are like the tankiest ones against us. Oh, I'm really curious, like why are they running around instead of like hitting me? %44 physical reduction. Should you be doing bounties and wait till you finish? Bounties are not necessary at all until like you want to grind in reputation. The only thing that I can think of that you would want to grind is the Malmouth resistance. If you're in hardcore, maybe elite might be a little too scary, so you might want to get the experience potions in the normal. In that case, you're gonna need to, yes. Otherwise, there's no need to do bounties. until the very end, where you need to farm like some nemesis reputation, or for some reason you're missing actually like, you know, friendly reputation. You know. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have used every single cooldown. The next pack is going to be released with tank here, isn't it? Maybe there's no next pack? Yeah, there's no next pack. This is the Rhyme Heart, I see. Right. Can I actually like carry more? Should I sell right now? I can probably carry more. It's okay. We can like leave some on the ground. Just getting the humanoids for the most part, by the way. They're good for the reputation, but the skeletons we don't really care so much. They die, they die. Just really need to get a killing blow on every single one of them. Is this like the first green item that we have found ever since entering here? I'm trying really hard to like not drop anything, apparently. This is a place that I've been farming quite a lot recently because like I was trying to get to Nemesis with the Death Vigil. And I did, and then afterwards, well, it was just to farm even more because their Nemesis actually spawns inside here as well. But I haven't been able to find an item that I want from him yet. We're searching for like some shoulders that's dropping from him, or the MI shoulders. I need something that's like pretty defensive where it's not dropping for us. So, been running this place a couple. Like it, at the very least about like 100 times lately, past 2 days. Let's see our like resist reduction here. Freeze resist, freeze reduction, sorry. 38%, a mythical meat shield. That's an interesting shield as well. It gives like quite lots of HP, 25% HP increase, a lot of like constitution, gives like a flat vitality damage. Compared to mine, obviously it's not as good because like we're getting overguard stuff, we're getting spectral binding, getting cooldown reduction, like a lot of things are really, really good. If I were like really squishy or something, I would have probably used that, but yeah, that's gonna happen. Wish it was another one. He also has a really, really cool MI. This is it, the Malagant's Dreadblade, which is giving like execution stuff to Nightblade, but you kind of want it to be like cold rolls. This is definitely not it. Definitely not it. Let's try to get to I don't really know if I want to do this. Probably no need. Probably no need. Let's go back. Mohan is asking if there's any possible way to like play it like a range. This character? I don't know. But there's a lot of range characters that are crazy good. Recently the Panetti missile has been buffed. You could check out some sort of like a witch hunter that's elemental. Sorry, not witch hunter, mage hunter. That is elemental Panetti. Sacred Hammer with the Reborn. This guy will like just get up again, yeah. Oh, it is upstairs. So my loot just like dropped upstairs for some reason. Oh no, maybe I didn't sell anything, you guys. No. I actually would like to loot so many things in this place. I think I'm gonna go and sell really quickly. Look at like how tanky the Flesh Hulk is compared to the other things. It's basically because of like minus resistances. Ultimately we want to go for like a specific weapon called Mind Warp. That gives it a bit of resistance reduction, and on top of that our Aether Bomb is not necessarily leveled up. So we're gonna, without finding an upgrade, we're gonna have like a lot more minus Aether as well. So there's a lot of room to grow, and that's okay. The Aether Bomb is only rank 11, so we're not even halfway, I believe. Dynamite hype! Half of the chest is like inside the wall or something. Okay, that's it. Let's go sell some stuff. What was that last string, you guys? Offensive ability, cast speed, chaos resistance, and elemental damage. Not going to happen. Our belt is like really questionable as well, remember? This is probably not it. Maybe it's like just a tiny bit better or something, but no, I'm not gonna do it. (1,000 HP, Overguard and Mark of Torments. It doesn't give Aether damage. And overguard minus 2 seconds is pretty cool as well on the one that we're using. I'm gonna set it. It's not bad though, that shield was definitely better than the meat shield in my opinion. 80 damage, HP percent, nothing else. Come to us. $98. It doesn't cool down, couldn't use it twice. Oh, now there it is. Kind of wondering how this boss fight is gonna go. This is one of the sneakier guys in here, and he's really resistant to Aether as well. I'm actually gonna play it pretty risky. I'm gonna try to like reflect his damage back at him, especially at the meteors. Maybe now? Let's see. Yeah, now. It's okay. Scared of that. Nice. The Void Forged Battle Plate. Remain friends with Nestaria. Some good experience and quests that will lead us into the Steps of Torment really soon, so kind of looking forward to that. Hey, Black. Hey, come back here. We're going this way. It's tanky, isn't it? Much more than the stuff that we fought so far. It's the Kaliska. Probably not. Probably not. Alright, let's sell the stuff that are in our banks, and then afterwards I think we're going to be doing Steps of Torment, in fact. Definitely. Aether conversion. The moments of clarity is just too good. To replace with like something like that. Do I have a key with me? Yeah. Well, we're actually gonna get a free key as well from the steps, just realized. Revered with the homestead. Hey, look at this pack. Yes, please. Blueprint, Seal of Skies. Don't think I've ever used it before. What is the Skies one? It's the lightning damage one. The leathery hide too. Let's get it. That's a really good find. Definitely. We're looking for the blueprint that is the living armor or something like that, guys. And it's probably going to be worth for me to like get us some autumn bloom flowers to craft some. So far we have only crafted like 2 really good components. One of them is this one, the Spell Scorched plating, and the other one is the Igdenborg leather. Those 2 are going to be pretty much with us like the entire game, I believe. Mark of the False Gods. Are we close to like getting... No, not close at all. This is so interesting that we have gotten like Nemesis with the Vanguard first. I don't think like I've ever had a character that was Vanguard with the Nemesis with the Vanguard first before like anything else. Level 99. This place is going to be a good experience because Steps of Torment scales higher than the normal monsters since it's a rogue dungeon. Hey, look at this one. Give me a blueprint, please. The Runebound Topaz is insane. This is the best component that you can have in the rings, in my opinion. Like with every single character out there. And in this one, we're gonna actually have like shield block damage as well. So yeah, it's pretty hard to craft. Actually, really disgusting to craft. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. I don't necessarily think. I don't necessarily think the Steps of Torment has any music at all, so there's nothing. We might actually have like a hard fight over here. I'm gonna take it. Sometimes there's like good legendary drops from devotion shrines as well, so I mean, not really losing anything at all for taking this fight. Just gonna rush in and like start the fight. Let's see like how it goes. This might turn out to be a disaster. That's really, I really like our damage, you guys. One little warlock remaining. I'm like, what are we fighting right now? So the only thing that's remaining to like interact with is the one-shot chest. Actually, we didn't really like get legendary from this. Feels bad. I might go and sell before starting the Steps of Torment if we want to be like really greedy and loot everything inside there as well. Which we should, in my opinion. This character will definitely require the iron beds. Would be nice. Yeah, Vaxor, what Anastas is suggesting is a really good suggestion, actually. That's actually a really rare drop. It's funny. The Scorched Berries? Piercing kill resistance and a fireball? Not really. I'm quite surprised that we cannot find better belts than what we have right now. It shouldn't be decided to like find better belts than this. In my opinion, that's our like weakest spot right now, the belts. Just gives like elemental resistances, but I can probably fix that from some other way. It's not like our resistances are terrible right now, so... Is that a pistol? Yeah, 100 range. Alright, let's sell everything and then come back here again. Doesn't actually like go so bad, both of the music at the same time. Open the gates. The lifesteal that's coming from that Reaping Strike.
People of the gutters, steel your bellies.
Yeah, the Reaping Strike, I actually like remember the name.
Some bugs for the DK guide work. THX for it.
Yeah, thank you very much for the 15 bucks. DK, you're Black, you're like incredibly generous. Really appreciate that too. Thank you. Glad it was useful. That's pretty much like the only reason that I did it in the first place, so. Look at how many drops are on the floor right now. There was like a legendary, I didn't even see it yet. I think I like picked it up pretty fast. It's this thing. Mythical Touch of Purity. Vitality damage flat. It has like healing on it. So, right before the donation I was about to say, the Reaping Strike is ridiculously valuable. Like, definitely consider maxing this out. It is broken quite a bit. 25% chance to use is like insane. And on top of that, it heals out of his mind too. Like, really, really reliable proc. Really enjoying that thing. I can definitely feel the difference because I'm playing this set in Battle Mage. It is... on my main account, it is a combination of Arcanist and Soldier instead of the Necromancer and Soldier. It is pretty fun to play as well. You should definitely like check it out in my builds. But obviously I don't have the Reaping Strike, so like it gives you like really cool sustain here, and I can easily feel it. I can easily feel the difference. That is something that I'm definitely missing on the Battle Mage. The only thing that I have on the Battle Mage is basically just like life stealing straight out by attacking. And some monsters, they have like heavy resistance to life steal. Yo, Black Lodge, thank you very much again, man, for your donation. Cheers, bro. We have a quest to do here. It's on the right side, I think. But yeah, what you're seeing right now is basically the reasoning behind why DK is a good start. Like, no other character is capable of doing this. You know what I mean? It will be weaker than this to start. That's the only point of it. Like, is DK the strongest class in the game? Not, not by a long shot. Definitely not. It is a strong class for sure. But that said, like, it is one of the strongest starts that you can have in the game, for sure. You will definitely have like a better, you know, transition into another character depending on what sort of drops you got. You know, like we have so far got some like something like this, for instance, a good drop as well. So maybe my next character in this case would be like a Blob Knight, you know? It will obviously like require quite a lot of farming. It's a good farmer though. It was this side that is open, right? Yes. Alright, we're good. Quite lucky actually with the layouts. Because this way, like, we're basically able to like hit everywhere. Open this chest over there. There's no chest this time. Feels bad. And still be on the right path. If there was a chest, it was just like perfect. But there's no chest for some reason. We should definitely check out like the NPC, by the way. What he's selling. He's going to be somewhere around there. I want to see like how much the monstrosity hit is hitting me, like the slam smash, whatever you want to call it. So I'll take like one of those hits and see like what's up. I think our physical resistance is just like way too high for it to hit me good at all, but let's see this. Ah, there it is. It didn't hit me. I think he missed. Yeah. He's missing every hit so far. Every hit. There it goes. It's hit me for 1k, guys. That hit is capable of one-shotting some characters out there. This is the final build, yes, without the gear, obviously. Like, there's random drop gear that you're missing. And good luck with that. But the skill and the devotions most likely, which I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna need to, like, basically play more to understand. I'm gonna need to play versus something more relevant than this. Maybe, like, some of the Nemesis skills. But, it's a really offensive devotion build. Definitely crazy offensive devotion build and really good. I don't think like a DK will have a problem surviving versus anything anyways, so like the devotion build is pretty much done as well in my opinion. The Corrupted one survives about 3 times as much compared to the other two. It was good that I hit this place though. Okay, we're gonna check those jolts. Maybe like he's setting something like this for me? Not really. It's not good, you guys. That was supposed to be a trap? Come on. Enko is there saying, are you looking forward to ultimate mode only 1 to 100? Yes. Yes, if it's like, it's not going to be like impossible, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Not only as a playthrough, but also like a challenge too, for sure. I'm also really curious, Enko, about like the experience multiplier that they're going to be coming up with. You know what I mean? Because like on the stream they said it's like players 8 mode. Oh my god, okay. Now that is a good belt. Passes to soldiers, crit damage. It is pretty offensive, so we might need to like come about fixing our resistances once again, especially the elemental one. But I would say it's worth it. +1 to soldier, everything is really cool at this point. Now that's a good drop. What about you, Enko? Oh yeah, that was the chest. I didn't even open it, right? How's it going, by the way, DK? Welcome. Should we go back to open it? Yeah, we will always be thinking about like what is inside there. Thanks for reminding me. I was so focused on the trap, it's funny. Let's open this chest as well, why not? Malagant, do you have a quick pick keep out? No, I don't have a quick pick keep binding. Simply because I do believe like it's a good idea to have it when you're especially in those like trap rooms and there's like so many greens and like components dropping that you need to like spam click all the time. I think for that it's good, but I'm playing like not only Grim Dawn, I'm playing other ARPGs as well. I've been used to this for like almost up to like 15 years or something, maybe even more, so I'm okay with not having it. It's alright. But I would say it's a useful click. Oh my god, we came back for this. But it's worth it in my opinion. I would have been always wondering what Afro got at the back, so yeah. You should be fine, Enko. Cannot decide if I want to clear this place or not. Well, we've done almost everything, so might as well. Getting like closer to being nemesis with the undead. I believe like one of the easier nemesis bosses versus this guy, versus my DK, is going to be Musi, which is the nemesis of the undead. Should be able to face tank him. if we have like a Hoarfrost potion or something like that. Which I will use one right now versus Alchemos as well. Let's see how hard the Alchemos is going to be. Our damage is not necessarily great, but like our survival is pretty good against them. End up at the end over there just because I have like a Mark of Torment. I want to see his weapon, what he was using, maybe like lifesteal or something. That was pretty good. Yeah, he had a 10% lifesteal. That's interesting. Actually took me a while to kill him. The Avenger Relic, that's pretty cool drop. Nice. Sigil, it's a ring for like Pierce, offensive ability 100. I do believe that like we could have been a little bit luckier with like especially the blueprint drops. But overall it was a good run. Is there anything else that I can pick up? Made my peace. I'm gonna leave those behind. Yo, YouTube, that is going to wrap it up for part 13. Thank you very much for watching me. See you on the next one. On the next one, I suppose we are going to be finishing Logarian. We're going to start, maybe even finish, depending on how easy is Malmouth with this character. Should be fine. I think the character is pretty strong. Peace